Hello viewers, this is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary series, and this is approximately a week after the BFZ release. Open release, not the pre-release. So hopefully we'll see some new stuff coming in the next week or so. It's been kind of a slow integration. I have seen decks that are full-on BFZ, while other decks just took a few cards here and there and put them into their existing decks. Like Shambling Vent in this guy's deck. Looks like Abzan colors. He's got Elvish Visionary in play. Snapping Gnarlid. Landfall. Okay, so maybe a Landfall deck. Though I don't really see a point in having that in your deck if it isn't a Landfall deck. I mean, it's not really that good. Catacomb Sifter. Okay. Now this was a guy that I saw when they were spoiling, and then when they released the full set to be viewed online, that I looked at this guy and I thought, he's a damn good creature. You know, a 2/3 that gives you a 1/1 Scion for 3 mana. That by itself is a fine creature. But then on top of that, whenever another creature you control dies, scry 1, in a set that is just loaded with creatures that are pretty much meant to die. Okay, swinging in. He only has 2 mana. But I don't think he's going to block. Or if he is, he's just going to throw like the Elvish Visionary in front of it. Swell of Growth. +2/+2, and you can play a land from your hand. Oh. So, we got some, that was a pretty good trick on his part. So he's got a 6/6 first strike. Not bad. That was a fine trick. And he's still got 5 cards in hand. Let's see, these things have lifelink. But he doesn't have a white source other than the Shambling Vent. Three cards, or 3 land, 4th mana from the Scion, 4 cards in. Oh, he's swinging all out. Holding back the Scion. I'm curious why he did that. I mean, if he has a kill card, you know, why not wait and try and get this guy to do another trick like he did the last time. That way he spends more cards on his creature and then you can kill it. And I mean, attacking like that is a good way to bait him into attacking. So he played a Scythe Leopard. Attacking with 3/3. He's got 3 mana open. No green this time, though. So, I mean, there are things that he can play to boost it with red, I think. I'll be honest with you, I'm still not completely familiar with the new standard now that we've rotated. So, no block and no trick. He's down to 9. But that's not really a big deal at this point. The Landfall deck doesn't... I mean, he really doesn't look like he has a whole lot of burst damage. You know, that high amount of damage in a short amount of time. Though, being able to trigger your Landfall guys twice in a turn is pretty good. Beast Caller Savant. Ah, that guy. Okay, so creature spell. 3, 4, Shaman of the Pack. So it's a different kind of an elf deck. It's a little bit of an elf Eldrazi deck. So he swings in with the Catacomb Sifter. Now if this guy plays a land and then fires off Blighted Woodland, then that'll be +3/+3 on both of his creatures. But neither one of them have trample, and he would be tapped out. And this Elf Eldrazi deck has chump blockers. So, map the wastes. That's actually a pretty good card for a landfall deck. You get a +1/+1 counter, and you get to trigger all of your landfall. But it's looking like he's falling behind in the momentum. I mean, sure, he has 2 3/3s, but the Elf Eldrazi deck can block them both. Neither one of them have trample. You only have 1 red mana available. So... I mean, if he attacks... Chump block... And he's swinging in. Now, if the Elf Eldrazi deck wants to, it can kill one of those creatures. But I think... I was going to say, I think he's not going to bother, but... I was thinking he was going to block with the Visionary and the Scion and keep the Shaman. But he's going to try and kill. Which might work out. I mean, the guy only has 1 red mana. Okay, putting the Visionary in front of the Scythe Leopard. Just absorb more damage. I mean, he is at 8 life. If he hadn't blocked either of those, it would have been down to 5, or if he had chosen not to block at all, then he would have been down to 2. And 2 is quite easy to achieve when you're running red. Alright, Catacomb Sifter gets to trigger. No trick, so the Gnarlid dies as well. And he keeps the card. So, I have to say, now that this Landfall deck, he's in trouble. Four cards, 6 mana, 6 with a if it's for creature, 5 if it's not for a creature. Going in with the Catacomb Sifter. And he can hold back. Shambling Vent will eat the Scythe Leopard if he doesn't play a land. If he does play a land, then the Eldrazi can take the hit. Seek the Wilds. Top 4 cards, reveal a creature or land, put it into your hand, and the rest on bottom. And he revealed Evolving Wilds, which is quite good for him. It can buff up the Scythe Leopard to a 4/4 straight away, and it'll leave him 3 mana available to do something. And is it just me, or are these guys playing kind of slow? I've had the urge to pause the recording to cut out some of the wait times, but it seems like they're just fast enough for me to choose not to, but just slow enough that I keep feeling like I should. Like right here. What is taking so long? Oh, Painland. Abzan Charm. Exile target creature with power 3 or greater. So goodbye, Scythe Leopard. And I have to say, it's looking more and more like the Elfdrazi is going to win this game. What should you call that deck? Elfdrazi? I mean, it's the first thing that came to my mind, and it's easy to combine the two words. Playing it safe. He's only attacking with those for 3 damage. And ending the turn. I mean, it's not a bad plan as long as he has ways of killing creatures. Search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped. It's not really going to help you unless you have something that needs that mana. You need creatures badly. Akum Hellkite. A land enters the battlefield under your control. It deals 1 damage to target creature or player. If it was a mountain, it deals 2 instead. Ooh. Alright, so 1 right there. Or no, 2, because he can get a mountain. So... That does make the situation interesting, but it doesn't save him completely. And he picked a forest. I mean, it doesn't matter since he's killing the Beast Caller Mage, but... Three mana, 4 mana, Collected Company. And he's at 7 life. He'll have 1 blocker. He'll have 0 tricks available since he has no mana. Merciless Executioner and Shaman of the Pack. I'm pretty sure that that's game. He won't have a blocker. It'll be 2, 8, 9, and he'll lose 2. So he'll be at 5. So that's game right there. That was a good Collected Company. And if he had wanted to, he could have stacked the Shaman's ability before the Merciless Executioner, and then he could have sacrificed the Beast Caller Mage to the Executioner. But you know, that's just winning more. And the Landfall deck concedes the match. So there you go, folks. That was Red-Green Landfall versus Abzan Elfdrazi. And if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe.